Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. So the next image, I guess that's you on a horse. You're both in perfect silhouette. In the background, you're standing on a beach where the water has pulled, so it's low tide. The sun is setting, so it's actually the sun has set. So it's that those deep reds and the deep blues and the black and the horizon. You can just see. Now I know this is in Lombok or you're looking onto Bali, so you could see in the southern tip of the island there's Mount Agung, which is this incredible volcano, and you and the horse are kind of in the left side of the image in perfect silhouette, looking to your left, I guess, or just looking across the plane of the image. Again, it's really just a beautiful, perfect island scene. So tell me about you and horses and sunsets.
Horses, sunset. Horses is my first passion. So I was always asking my mom when I was young, I want to do pony riding. And she was like, no, you can't, because your back is not strong enough. You've got scoliosis and it's going to kill it if you go for horse riding. So she said, you've got to do, the doctor said, that I had to do ballet first to be able to go horse riding after, to muscle my back.
Wow.
I did about a year or two, and that was when I was 4 or 5, I think. 5, yeah. 1 or 2 years of ballet, but most of the time I was not going to the class because I hated it, because I was a tomboy, so there's no way I'm going in tutu to dance every week in the ballet thing. I just wanted to pretend I was going, so my mom would put me on the horse riding lesson at some point.
I'm sure you're fooling people. I'm sure.
Yeah. So, but then I got caught, and so my mom realized that I didn't want to do ballet. That was an old dream and not mine. And so we went back to the doctor and asked the doctor what actually I can do, so as a sport, so I can combine it with horse riding. And the doctor said swimming. And so that's how I got the connection with the water and the horses. So then I could start to pony ride, and I went into a farm that was there quite close, and I started to love it. And every time I finish school early, I'll take my bicycle and go all the way there and helped cleaning the stables. So I don't know, I will clean 6 or 8 stables so I can go riding for free. Then it was my job during my study. When I was 16, I got some how do you say, instructor level, so I could start teaching the kids and helping the pony club to get a little salary, so that will help me to pay for my study. And then my boss was super nice, so I would ride almost every day and train some young horses.
Where was this?
In the suburb of Paris.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like England and horse riding, but France is quite good with horse riding as well.
I'm sure. So how did you get from France to where you are now with horses?
After my study, I traveled around the world for about almost 2 years. And then through the travel on my own, I met many people. One lady, Tali, who I met in Burma, and then we scuba dived together in Cambodia and Thailand, and she sent me a message saying, oh, you should come and join me in Gili Trawangan, you're gonna love it. It's scuba diving and there's no motorbikes and no cars, it's everything with horses. And I was like, right, I'm coming.
Wow.
Yeah. So I still thank her for saying that, and that's how I arrived in Gili Trawangan, so in 2004. And there were horses here, but most of them in bad state and all pulling some carts. And no, at that time there was no fresh water on the island, so they were drinking brackish water. So they had colic, they had kidney failure, things like this. So that was one of the second job in conservation, we started with reef restoration and straight away still working with animals. And we started the horse clinic and with education and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I already found a job as a helper in some stables. So there was a stud horse riding adventure, and with an English couple owning it. And anyway, so it went well. And then my friend Fahmi, Indonesian, bought stud. So and move it to his property on Gili, so I could teach him how to ride every time he was here. And he used to live in Jakarta and used to come around maybe once a month, sometimes twice a month. And so he bought some of the horses from stud, but mostly bought the name. And then he was really rich, and he bought some thoroughbred from Australia that were in Jakarta, so brought them all the way here. And the one I am on the picture is Boy Tomohon, beautiful black horse. And so I was usually teaching Fami in the morning, and anyways, he would come here only for a few days. But after a day of scuba diving and teaching diving, I would go sunset for a nice canter on the beach, and that's always been like the release thing. And then guess who's the photographer of that beautiful one? Same guy, Fred, because we lived together and we had this little house on the beach, and he will just like, I want to do the picture of the horse as well at sunset. So just to promote the island and all the activities here. Coming back from a ride, and then we did a couple of pictures, and he's got a gift. He catches the good moment.
First of all, it shows that he's a good photographer. He's definitely got the beautiful light. He's got the two, you and the horse. So is this a racing thoroughbred horse? You can't see detail because it's all in silhouette.
Oh, not racing, just cooling.
Okay, got it. But such a beautiful moment, really.
Yeah.
So what would you say was, in the years that you've been there, is there a moment when you connect with a horse that really stands out where you think this moment is perfect? I mean, look, in the photograph, it looks perfect. It just looks absolutely perfect. But we're just an observer to the moment, right? So we don't know. But can you describe, or can you think of or remember a time when present moment of being on a horse on the beach was itself just sublime?
For me, just sitting on the horse is amazing, and then it's the environment that makes it even more beautiful. When you're sitting on a horse, you're sitting on his heart, basically. His heart is just below you, and you're trying to get your gravity center aligned, so that's the way you can stay on the horse.
Mm.
And at the moment with COVID and no tourists on the island, I feel that present moment every day, because I don't go for a sunset, other things to do, but I go for morning rides, and the beach is empty, the ocean is all for us, and so riding my horse and cantering on the beach and letting her go, because I always like challenging pony and horse. So the one I have now is like an ex-racing horse. I've been beaten, and most of the time I just have to hold her. So it's quite hard on my arms and my abs and things like this. It's not really like I can enjoy the present moment. But if I let her go and leave the reins loose, then she goes super fast, and then you connect totally to her pace and her rhythm, and your whole body is just following that until the end of the beach when you have to find the break.
Wow.
So thing is, the once you're a good rider and you can enjoy that, like cantering on the beach, I think is one of the dream for most of the people who are learning how to ride or who are riders. And it's even nicer in a climate like here, because the water is always warm and the light is beautiful. And I ride bareback. I don't put saddles, and I put jut paws, but just to protect my legs. But otherwise, I would ride with a short, I think, or I don't know, a bikini.
Wow.
Some people ride with bikinis, but not me. It's just anyway. Is the freedom. I think the freedom. You feel like you could go anywhere in the world on your horse.
I think a lot of people who are listening right now, especially now with COVID and everything, the first image is like you in the ocean doing underwater yoga with this beautiful light. It's just amazing. And then the second picture is of you on the beach, sitting on this horse, talking about just the freedom of going
Yeah, it's a dream
fast.
life.
And I really hope that for some people, it doesn't trigger them to kind of go like, oh, this is bullshit, like so like it's so envious because
Yeah,
some people are stuck in quarantine or whatever. So hopefully it's beautiful. It's just beautiful to hear and to look at and to appreciate. It's amazing.
thank you.
Is the connection stable? Like, can we go on to the next image?
Yeah,
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.